Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Amanda. Happy St. Patrick's Day. I hope however you decide to celebrate that you are safe. And if you decide not to celebrate, that's cool too. So this week I actually wanted to have a conversation and have you guys get to know me a little bit better. I know in my prior videos I've talked about this weight loss, and a lot of you are probably confused saying, what do you mean weight loss? So in 2019, I was the heaviest that I've ever been. I was 152, and once I found out I was 152, I was done. I took the initiative and was like, I need to figure out how I need to lose this weight fast. And I made a goal for myself. I said by 30, I was turning 30 in 2020, I wanted to be the best weight that I've ever been. So now currently I am between 118 and 120. It fluctuates depending on Mother Nature, but it really took me a long time to get to this point. And I have to say, I have never been this weight, at least not that I can remember. Maybe I was in middle school. Your girl was always curvy. I was always a very voluptuous girl. I was a lot bigger than my friends, and so I was never skinny. I was never fat, but if you talk to a physician, they would say for my height and my weight, I was considered obese. I can't really tell you what weight I was at before I went to college, but I can say my average weight was always 130 to 140. I was never more than that. I want to think a few factors played into my weight gain. So when I first got into college, which was in 2010, I lived at home and I never cooked. My mom is a chef and so is my grandma, and so they cooked all the time, and whenever my mom wanted to teach me how to cook, I was not here for it. I was like, listen, you're always cooking, first off, and second off, I can go out to eat. Like, I don't need to learn how to cook. But reality hit me in the face when I started college because I was breaking out. Eating all those greasy foods consistently was upsetting my stomach, and your girl for real gained like freshman 15, freshman 20. I don't even know how much weight I gained. But my first semester, I gained a lot of weight, which I then turned to my roommates and was like, please help me out. I need to learn how to cook. And she taught me. I basically learned from her. So thank you for that. It was more of like a survival at this point. It wasn't like, oh, I could take it or leave it. Like, I needed to cook. And so I started cooking, and then once I graduated, I moved back in with my mom in 2012, and I slowly went back to my old habits of not cooking because it was no longer a priority in my life. So I started grad school from 2012, and a lot of you who work nights, who go to school at night, you realize that that's when you gain the most amount of weight. And so when I was getting out of class at 10 o'clock at night, or when I was studying or doing a paper, your girl was snacking. Like, I am the queen of snacks. I love to snack. And that is probably my downfall because I will grab a snack before I make a meal. And that's why meal prepping has saved my life, because my meals are already ready for me. I don't need to think about what I'm gonna make. It's already there, and goals, for real. So all of that combination ended up to me being 152 in 2019. I just couldn't deal with that weight. And so in 2019, that's when I decided to do keto. I want to credit three people. First, my mom, who always supports me and is a cheerleader in everything that I do. Second person was Flav City, because it provided me a lot of recipes, which definitely came in handy when a lot of times, I don't know about you, when I would go to a store, I would buy all of these products and I wouldn't realize, what am I gonna make with it? So he was very helpful. He provided a lot of tips and tricks, and his videos are still amazing. And he not just do recipes, he also goes to the grocery stores, Sam's, Costco's, Aldi's, Trader Joe's, Whole Foods. I think those are the only stores that he goes to. And he goes down the aisles and he tells you what he considers to be very clean products, what he considers to be not so great products, and you can kind of decide what you want to put in your body. And so thank you so much, Bobby. And the third person is Thomas, but they were the ones that I really followed as a guide. And Thomas actually did keto. He lost, I think, 200 pounds. Like, him and his wife did keto. And so they contributed a lot to like my success. I'm very all or nothing, which is how this whole YouTube channel started. I either overanalyze and I think to death and I end up not doing anything, or I say, hey, I'm gonna do this, and I go hard. And that's what I did with keto. I completely went cold turkey, cut out any carbs, like, well, everything has carbs, but anything that was on the no-no list, like potatoes, rice. I changed the oil that I was cooking with, as well as what my mom was cooking with. And not only that, I just basically took control of what I was consuming, because for the longest time thought I was doing clean keto because I was very conscious of what I was putting in my body. But I didn't realize until I was doing further research that your girl was doing dirty keto, because I was not measuring or scaling. I was not counting my calories. I, for the most part, followed recipes by Flav City and other people, and I was consuming about 500 calories per meal, sometimes less. But I did not count my calories. I didn't know my macros. I know that a lot of times for your meals, I make sure to keep protein, fats, carbs, whatever carbs I did have, I tried to keep it as low as possible. And that was my whole goal. Without even working out, I want to say maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks in, and I have to fact check this with my mom, I lost 5 pounds without even working out. And then I was starting to realize, okay, I want to lose more weight because my birthday's around the corner. Like, your girl wants to be snatched. So I started working out. I used to be, the way that I worked out was, if I had a party to go to, or if it was my birthday or a wedding and I wanted to fit into a cute outfit, then I would work out. It wasn't part of my lifestyle. And now I realize that it's not even like a vanity thing. It's more of a like mental thing. Around that time in 2019, I was dealing with a lot of stress, and it was just affecting me a lot. And I don't know where, if it wasn't for my faith and if it wasn't for this lifestyle change, I honestly think I would have continued just being unhealthy. My lifestyle now is I'm very plant-based, which can vary in either being paleo or keto. I am slowly trying to transition to be a pescatarian. I love seafood. I love fish, salmon, scallops, octopus. I don't like mussels. I've tried mussels. I'm not a fan of it. I don't really know what you get from mussels or clams. But for the most part, I do like seafood. And so I made the decision that I did not want to continue down the road that I was in. And ultimately, that led to my success. And that can go with anything. And that's why I am so about habits. It was not easy, but once I made the decision, hey, I no longer want to look at the scale and see what I'm seeing. And I no longer want to feel uncomfortable every time that I'm taking a picture and being like, wait, I gotta suck this, I gotta do that, and which can kind of sound vain. And it did start out very vain. But now, the way that I feel now, just in my skin, how much energy I have and how I just love food now.
I had a really bad relationship with food. I would sometimes skip meals or not eat, and my mom constantly was on me about eating.
That's basically my story. I, first off, am super happy that I met the goal, because I feel like that's the biggest accomplishment. I don't know if you do this, and please comment below if you do this. Every year, I write down short-term goals and long-term goals for myself. I constantly like to develop and grow. I never want to be the same version of myself that I was the prior year. And so that being able to look myself in the face and say, hey, you showed up, you did not disappoint yourself, I thought that was amazing. But I think what is a continuous goal is being able to maintain that weight loss, because a lot of times you do lose the weight and you gain the weight back. So trying to find a natural way to maintain this lifestyle. But I hope you have an amazing night. I hope that you found this video to be beneficial, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Pull the strings and watch me come apart for you. I don't believe in that trouble speaking